I expected to be asked to speak about stewardship. And when it happened, I intended to say, no, not this year. But out of my mouth came, okay. This was not because I did not want to speak about the subject, more that I knew I'd reiterate and be redundant. But you get what you get. I've been here many times. Like those who have already shared their thoughts, I find I can only speak about stewardship based on my personal experiences and relationship to the church, which encompasses some 44 years. I liked what Rev D said some weeks ago. Whether you have been a member for 50 years or 1 year, everyone here has the same value. I believe that too. The church has definitely progressed and evolved to the better during the time I've been here. As I thought about what to say, I realized that being in the choir has become one of my spiritual practices. One wouldn't think so if you attended one of our choir rehearsals, because I am too often outspoken. However, I have been a choir member for 43 years. Each section does all it can to provide the best musical presentation possible. When we sing a beautiful composition with exquisite, moving lyrics, we sometimes feel the emotional energy from the congregation flowing right back to us. There have been times I was unable to sing because of the emotion, and sometimes I tear up while singing. By the way, you are invited to consider joining our little choir. I promise you won't regret it. I was a registered nurse for 50 years, gaining a certification as a psychiatric nurse. When I retired, I knew I had to have a service substitute for my life's work. To that end, I asked to be a lay minister. It is one of the most important and meaningful involvements I have within this church. The lay ministry operates on the down low on purpose, but I will give you an example of one of our more ambitious projects, with permission. A congregant who had moved here from Chicago was noted by the team to need housing that offered more services and conveniences. She did not have relatives or friends and considers the church to be her family. We found a facility that offered supportive living options. She visited and chose to relocate there. We assisted with the admission process and paperwork, took her shopping multiple times, helped her determine what items she would take to donate or dispose of, delivered appropriate items to charity organizations, found a small moving company, and assisted in the unpacking and completely set up her room. I think it took some 8 hours that day. One of the team brought her to her new living space. She walked in, went right to her new lounge chair, one of those chairs that kind of set you up, sat down, and she smiled. We had a glass of champagne to celebrate. This, to me, is an example of love in action and speaks to the church's compassion and commitment. I found working in prison ministry to be way more challenging in ways that I hadn't expected. I learned much about our faulty prison system, and Chalice House participation was incredible on many levels. Obviously, I am all in. But if I became unable to be actively involved, it wouldn't change my deep commitment to CCUU one iota. Some of my dearest relationships are within this community. And frankly, I feel connected to all of you here today. We don't have many rituals, but every Sunday we do recite together our covenant. I have to assume one wouldn't recite something they did not believe in. I think that ritual, in a small way, is a recommitment to CCUU, and I see it as unifying and connecting. The board covenant is inspiring. The UU Article Commission is reviewing, improving, and updating our principles. All of these faith declarations unite and connect us. It's probably a sin, pride, but I am boastful and proud to be a UU. Given the opportunity, I speak about our faith and enlighten others about who we are emphasizing our openness, compassion, acceptance, and social justice efforts. A few years ago, I was dejected after an election. CCUU opened its doors to the community. When I walked into Atherton Hall and I saw so many people that I knew and so many people I didn't know, I felt a blanket of hope and support. I've never forgotten that experience. It was community in the most supportive and healing way. I used to feel once a church was built, it would have a congregation and it would be always. Maybe it's my age, but I no longer feel quite that secure. Let's be honest, our denomination as a whole is a sand speck in numbers, and our beloved CCUU is a small church. There's simply no guarantee about the future. It is painful to even say such a thing. I hope it's just old lady worry. We absolutely need this church not just for ourselves, but for those seeking liberal thinking, principle-minded people, and who want community support and personal spiritual growth, a beacon and light to those out there yet to discover us. I hope my worry inspires you as you consider your pledge. Although I contribute here and there, I feel the best about the money I give to Countryside because I know where all that money goes and how it's spent, and I don't feel that confident about my other charities. With Reverend D at the helm, we are positioned to grow and be more present and known in the Northwest suburbs. Simply stated, and I don't need to say it, but I will, a church cannot thrive without dependable financial support. I will increase my pledge a little over 10%. I ask those still thinking about what you want to do to explore the reasons why you are here and that you do so this year with your usual financial perspective, but also with your heart.